womb. People any omo japade issue yen to me here no film because nipa ware a omo bobra ebra ni mu no mutumi ye japade the law no can the constitution can nyina bekom. But you see on another score and then any person can bit of MPP primaries because they say threat of death abem. There's allegations say now touching from Canada Japan camp say Baomianko for threatening to Mbekuno and then I critical so much to the point I'm a reporter I'm IGP. It's baby at the end of so we'll look at that the time bemo but yes sir and then we'll be purely on that Lumba case. No mom we team legal wife versus team so-called side check because technically I can't although Broni yes side check court ne so ire nti mu amone na mu amoye na side check and obi e made and there's we are obetime sue simple for defamation because court say oye ire nti obi anya side check what I say court ne so we nye yi ho ahwan girl no po friend say Mr. Nimako ne girlfriend ni case na girl no e de court to say nka ye enforce contract between on ne papa no girl now de ne sugar daddy court we nye no bi eno de ono agitum so ono was a side check papa ne promise no so be ware no inti contract no person ka court enforce na court madam public policy inti ye mbetumi me ye girlfriend say law court and can your girlfriend say organ nyina omodi ombeko back court omonye side no but this odo Broni de na amone na mo friend side check no court so onye side check court so oye yire enti munjai side check no ye maame ayi friend Akosua Serwaa so court so oye yire nti anu so munya na waja okunu ho court say is irrelevant or still oye yire enti onu so mu amoye na obiare a report or mo betumi asiu mu nyina for harassment the moye no mo is taunting mo tete no abuse enti mo nya careful the moye no online no ha enti yankom ne ehwede na ma ware ye legal efia ware anase court ware the enkofo ne nam so amoka na council na council aje ma panic yourself takwa no ho court o na ma force na some panic this best 3 weeks need them hijacking ba we die enti na o sifrika mu an we gine ne court once me say nya we die mpacho ye nye program enti na lawyer question aba o twen ye no aha enti ye behwe isa issue no enti na make say mu so amona mu amoka say na enti say de judge ne party say obi aware ordinance ene enye relevant obi abetimi aba abeji na ware especially abroche for no nya no kre judge na nkasa wankase ordinance aware enye relevant wankase ware ordinance aware obi betimi abetare ho abeji ukunu de wankasa document na omudi prove ordinance na anya ye nti o say ma me na ware ye fia ware enye nti mamu mpe mo questions mamu mfa mo emotions mamu mfa mo interpretation embe hihye mu nti ene wo question bi afabra na eyi anoma wo ye be ma wo fo se wa ye ojapade o mpese obema oba bibi nti I don't even know as a Ghana for member baby are so fixated on the japade ba yenko issues ni mu na yenfa emre mu but by the way can ya ni nsuo bo okosoro nti why wadin say Broni wo bedi wa no fufu ampato ye study because tariffs na ekosoro no 9.86 technically about 10% no who approximate between 10% and 15% for nsuo nti electricity any can ya boni nyina ekosoro. This is what information nti uko newscenter.com aminia friend Elvis and our true story no with the details ni nyina e wo ho no mebebo am ye nyina yetumi hu said the ensem no eti again me samo akwa babio jasu ne na ye de ekono legal nko a e na ye ekono mama good evening ni akwaba.
Good evening me aba me chia
great
team legal ne team ho ne ho fo nyina so
oh homojo pa na no atema wo be kan yem say o kan say team legal wife for no so omokoya appeal mo nkoya appeal no mbe lose nkofo bufu afu no enya asem ketwa because our wife do na akwa asa omakọ pitch camp with omo ayayo omo wedding no Mrs. for no baby I picture camp team legal wife. And other people who also want to protect their interests so opportunity. But you explain this issue because they were for
I'm saying in your introduction, who can say because me call Takwa High Court in tea. And I'm a shame away me full way. That be and then me person team league for who say, you share t-shirt, no. And don't just say to me, yeah, legal analysis. Once I now share t-shirt. Omba no me bisa na we a lawyer because one more team legal for abaso. Internet mashame lawyer regalia ni na neno me what team legal side kakra because abrabono Bible say I use wisdom. Who use wisdom who be nyina che we ase. Me we ase I na me mpe enemies ba kokra. What me ase? But team legal for nyina we say fit na me your mo padis.
And the me debut okay
me almost side 90%. Now, although they say I nipa daddy Lumba that romantic. Although Broni de yani and na but then me say my current to a hotel crowd for so I will not mix the show.
And I'm hotel no so kaniano.
Yeah, hotel ne kande. Me team league for me bo ma ba so ni nyina no hwe.
Yeah. Mini what told you
but you see, the good thing is on say, as at the time, na me can cry, na me use experience because minim the direction na ruling in Bekono because of the fact, no. What me I say? Ironically, no, and then more me feet Takwa High Court, maybe on the way. And I me told me, but a kind judgment in and I say, and I said, Tim Lee guy, the more way to four boats. I make kind rule in the pie. Kaja, and na basu more. Of course, it's not different from the analysis we made the last time. But when we say, Judge, you know, now you have the papa. Of course, I'm a PhD holder. What me I say? I'm born a doctorate degree. Into which judgment, no, the Maya, or torn a book. No, yeah, analysis ni pa, or we no. Baby, or no, I bought. Akosua Serwaa baso baby or hoso no abo odo Broni so abaso or ye in such a way say at the end of the day no ruling be all the baban obia ne yembeto no form families no will be happy odo Broni side will be happy Akosua Serwaa side will be Ghanaians will also be happy etina some of us were a bit surprised so with all this ruling judge Diabe. And then some people were still not happy about it because the woman did not, the judge did not disqualify Akosua Serwaa. What may I say? Even though, to be honest to the judge and everybody who is in support of maybe other Broni, and in all fairness, judge didn't try as much as possible. Sanka Akosua Serwaa benya marriage certificate no diaba. If you are many who can say, well, Yama wait for tea, didn't but there's no marriage certificate anywhere. I'm telling you on authority. Court document no more coin. Or one fat marriage certificate biamba. Do you get it? What they brought, to say one casa, where to try screenshot to be in as if for no phone. So, what may I say? Then no crown, and no crown scan copies now, or more the buy, That two different things all together. And your certificate no, but document nanka beboa mono. What I say? Nipa no signing say okay, conform me or my or Germany no. Say you confirm interne signature. After 1 month, you more opportunities so munko for original document. Almost the similar thing by. I and also any confirm interne was sign you.
There was another signature.
Wow, this why Emmanuel Mensa. Tina just was say was no cry. Oh, and judge ne kase. So they Kofi Mintane buy, and now Emmanuel Mensa na bawa be say was no cry. I have scan copies. What me I say? Because a memory upia bet me call internet no I Photoshop. Wadan document ni we ni nase. What the funny say Photoshopokrana. me mama opportunity. Inka ese mo ye notarization. Do you get it? Even though mo ni marriage certificate no, but kakra na mo nya aba no. Ka me mama akwenya. Oh, say mra ehwehwe no. Enya Ghana nko all over the world. So what the document be across one country. Even original no cry no. You still have to notarize it. Yes, Oma endorse the amount. Now pay proper document or the other way. Our lawyers in name. Oh, and the judge no said that more 1 month to say, oh, even marriage certificate no crown a moon beer. Moon new original no crown. Bit and pieces now more. Munko yes, notarization no and family and also amber. It's a fear that to send an hour church mono. Where legal matters, among for and legal matters as it. And so they use emotions and sentiment, and then they will be insulting everybody anyhow. Meaning say a copy of the document. I think to be fair, in fatu okay FM page, you know, and our platform is now yes, just put it there. And our story, fair story, for judgment, all. Now, fans say, US, UK, and Germany in particular, and Canada.
I think I can do that.
Obia ready judgment, non tonable, no ready. Omuya, China, ya, Janasha, you be promoting our Supreme Court. Men nada. What me I say? Send years of by requirement, and so 15 years as a lawyer, and son of Supreme Court. But we know or 10 years, Kurana, Mufano Supreme Court, because Judge no I the men nada. Na obian tonable, no reading a line by line by line. Na Yansha said, ya more treaty obiana said the judge was fair to every single individual involved in the case.
In this case, you know, a procedure, evidence rule, no. Procedure na lawyer and then to me, this is squarely at the doorstep. Blame no become a lawyer, no. Any client
yes, to me, very good. Let me use your platform also, and particularly thank Akosua Serwaa, a lawyer. No? He did well. He was seen all over. He tried his possible best. As if me a lawyer, me nada. Lawyers also sometimes I had to go through some stress. There are some instances you need evidence to support your client's case. What do I say? Ubeya kofa webra, ubenso kofa different thing. Go and bring this document. Who are cover waiting? No, name say, or also say, okay, so no. Do you get it? And then all the time, also you be blaming, the lawyers. But case, you know, because of the tempo of the case, na baby na level na case na kwa kudu no. To me backtrack it. As I was say, okay, so no kura. It's about that document kakre bia on sabekano. Then the way you sue. Atakashi, any thing, what I say. Now they are perform any brim judge in any so a farmer and up and fatwa and any no. Because who read the judgment now? Obo represent Akosua Serwaa in court. I'm 41 or blame lawyer no. Witness that the Lumba necessary no. Or say case no poto. What me I say? Yebisani I know I can be. Yebisani we I know I can be. And I years no so amode me mano ni na insisi so. Enti judge no to no bo. Oti omo one after the other. Baby no almost that the Lumba. Eba Ghana 2014. Eba settle. What me I say? Meanwhile, Omwaso Akase in 2011 they came to visit Daddy Lumba in Ghana. 2012 they came to visit that. That's just a wow contradiction. The same person you said he was living in Germany with a wife. He only came to Ghana in 2014. Meanwhile, wow, so they been we a few and also 2011 Mobasra Daddy Lumba was Ghana. Baby, so evidence is clear. Said in 2013 Daddy Lumba echo operation. The evidence is there. The records are there. And who can say he was in Germany at the time? What's I say? Okay, so no so account. And there was evidence as far back as in 2010. And year our year Edema or Broni. There were witnesses. So many people attended the ceremony. And before the 2010 also no. evidence was Oko funeral Okwawu. That was 206. 2 years after almost Owaya Germany, 206. No, ne Broni nam. Broni ne ye that the Lumba Kojano. Are you getting my point? And that the Tracy who said evidence from Akosua Serwaa side and not from Broni side, For the past 19 years, that the Lumba Atana Ghana. Did you get it? For the past 19 years.
Yeah.
And to go 2014 year no buy. The question then say, you as a wife, how on earth will you think say for 19 years or even 17 years now? Well, if you are a wife, I mean, how will you leave your husband anyhow and then only wait? There were even some side they said, I say from Akosua Serwaa camp, make some allegations claiming said omukoji loan ekoye we no mo dey share there then but after cassette that the Lumba were properties bebre Germany and we jam mom and 2 years what contradictory evidence and then some of the things the judge took the time and the pain say mramuno you can't just make allegations especially say nipa na ewu a emra say so obi ewu na wo kan someone etia judge na enye very careful. No kanamani njindi on the surface. Exactly. The judge should do more research. Se nipa ne ti asekura anka different. But nipa ne wu na obi be cancer. Na me ye we mana. Sa nipa ne hunu 2. And now court no so no. You see, unless you have legal eyes, you might not understand some of the court processes. Anything I may say, and then to your listeners and then your viewers the honor by putting the judgment on yes.
So but Abrantepa Nana Lazim Pacho, you're very careful and respect yourself. Or see Kohini lawyer now when they witness a year first or Broni wedding. Or Broni and your wedding. Court and evidence to see if you are warrior, a dance phone in Abaho, they gave evidence. Now what you until only court I said you don't even have the judgment. What you are can collapse so to respect to whom. So what you say? Because law school name rank Awakobi. So what you say? Don't come and disrespect any. In fact, make a block. Don't allow anybody to come here and disrespect Obia Papa. But this is a copy of the judgment. While we are ready to learn, no. This is a copy of the judgment. It's a full judgment. Interior, mame Akosua Serwaa ne sue Abusua penny. Sue Abusua penny. So it's Akosua Serwaa for sue, and the address is there in Germany. Bornheim. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation of that German name now. Versus Abusua penny Kofi Owusu Preslo for Broni a second defendant in the case, but Abusua penny na ye first defendant and transitions funeral to sue Abusua penny osu or Broni transitions funeral home omunyina together. Until this is the judgment. I think 70 plus pages. I can send it. Email address. To comment section. I can send a copy of it to you. Wow, we are very. I already say ube read it for knowledge. This I will send you a copy so that you can read it for the knowledge. And your mom person mu didi atem because so that you be sure be near the protect here who say we are bear man now we Japade we are bar now warrior. If you are warrior, what does the law say? A court warrior, a ordinance and a civil marriage. There na law neka burden will protect you. Person you be a share property. What in 19 and they are bahanum city and insult. Why ready to be diatema Johnson ada? What I say? I in the diatem, Konako Johnson ada. So I'll be sharing it again. So until anything you want to say because a bit person busa question how they especially memano how betting may save you more.
Okay, maybe if I mention so and I am called defense topic.
Maybe to us.
Okay, so Ebina can you buy a Ghana for Ayo Munya, but what may I say? The whole world is moving forward. And your master, wow, it is to me must show so keke. Now you be used to sentiment, me support you, and on them why, and on them a mine in Tumpong. You use the platform to educate, wow, so that Nipana own him the position of the law. No? Moving forward, we know is so that in future. Also taking some decisions, that what you may take it. Now, I said, Judge did another wonderful thing. Or can say the way I Ghana for any this no. The 3 types of marriages are Ghana. Or to no defining nina.
Yeah.
Well, and no mess, I'm no Casa Ghana, Hano. There were 3. To say wedding kind actually more were the ordinance one, your customary one, your Mohammedans, Diano. The whole world, so no, said most part, Obia or 3 because country Biano, your Christians were and your Muslims were. At least when you're crying and you 2 types of marriages. What may I say? But some other countries also have different means almost customary marriages. No? But if you and then say they far away feed so one education, you know. After so many years of loopholes in our laws, and the fact that the Lumba new way. Bema Ghana a benefit more, if not family law aspect, no. And they about to bomb back near the far feed so okay. Then we appeal to the leaders in this country. Say it is high time, say our marital laws, no. Okay. I will take specific example. Me no Christian marriage, you know, and ordinance, no, and a Mohammedans, no. Nina ya Abuchia Wario Mohammedans no if Saudi Arabia, the Muslim community, what may I say? And a ordinance no so no if England. Okay. And a Nina Bagana ha. Na ya adopted the common law.
Remember the no customary marriage.
Yeah, the customary no. Unfortunately, no. The whole world is changing. In your baby changing. One said those days. Na cars cry a war Ghana hano na ye one shaker ne na asefo bicycle ne na asefo na ye twi sisi ano development aba ye wo V8 wo ho na ye wo EV cars and ye wo Range Rovers ne na asefo nyina. We now have mobile phones, ye wo WhatsApp, ye wo TikTok and so on and so forth, which means we are now about 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 70 years ago. No, the whole thing is
okay.
We are to Serwaa. Also, more customs and practices in Ibino.
Okay.
One of those days, you know, yes, by tradition and by customs. Who's another bragro? Okay.
Aye.
Said depot for the Omugoso, Nefambi. But Bragrono, na say customary practice. Teenagers. But anti-fear, I can say on authority say nemre and you be able to Uko most communities are Bragronia, they know much. You get it?
Yeah, and your common.
So I will say it's a positive and a negative. Obviously, it's a positive thing. We are moving forward in the right direction. The same way, may the follow video so Bombuna Tonan said, our customary laws, the way we practice it, is overly unconstitutional. Some portion, you know, it's in variance with the 1992 Constitution.
Okay.
The main point, at least I can raise for today, you know, you better raise 4 main issues, sir. Me feel said. With our marital setup in Ghana. Okay,
but before that, you know, the people still want to know, say, why is the evidence say or Broni a court is for
okay, the second phase. And let me switch to Broni, no. Yeah, because second phase, I know I draw my attention. So which question do they want to know now on the Broni side?
Evidence that almost presented or court a chance or Broni a qualified Broni say or not.
Okay, very good. So as far back as in 2006, almost the FINRA evidence, Edifico by said they saw that the Lumba any other Broni or movie that is almost 19 years ago. And now since then, 2010, almost video, pictures, And then I say for the same way, Akosua Serwaa and Crawford, most of the pictures and it, but I wouldn't him there. I want to see it. Akosua Serwaa and the pictures me, I don't know, almost the bar evidence now can show say marriage certificate in no, not anyone, but they were able to show some pictures.
Yeah, they showed
yeah. Aware no, one to prove say obi aware obi no. Ceremony na ya one. What me I say? But ceremony na ya one day pe. After 1 day, you should also be able to show some document be actually say uni nipa no aware ampa. Inti fitina kwe yemfa we fidie so na ye educate public say wa okoye wedding ana wa pe baby dey afa no. Ana wedding picture ba ko pe no we twa no wa pe baby dey afa no. Ana ototototo Onioma Google basa no. For me na no wedding pictures, videos near the I have a family member be na ko jabi wo ho. Amade bi hwehwe a na also when ya bi dey aka.
Wedding certificate no nko no emma aware enye secured 100%.
Exactly. Some other document. Certificate in your one, but at least kasa enemre obi abetumi akọ computer so akọ create computer certificate ana bibi but wedding pictures ne omo ba wahu party na say pictures na mo eno no obi ehun anu we say too sure too direct what me I say so omu hu say odo Broni ne Daddy Lumba omo ye saa nyoma ni na e wo 2010 ena anya so omo nko a Daddy Lumba ne sister aji atumu se ono a wo court ne num who read judgment na o say yes ya mpa me hu say me brother no ne we nete me brother cry friend me say na nse nyansa na obewu no so o person ne wife odo Broni ene ne last born eba Germany ebe yo mo document bi enti ono ne sister no e wo Germany no on share dying, what me I say? Emma, ono nene. Na winim, judge ne ka say, Daddy Lumba ne sister no wanyade. Wahu, o brother pa ne yere, what me be jina court. Na wutwa ntro pa say, o brother no wanware odo Broni a. You are not be, judgment no mu, nyame na make kan. O say, adia e save odo Broni pa ne court ne say. Ono ankasa nenum to waye audio. One say WhatsApp, what me audio ni ade. Now they are more be. Omo ko odo Broni ni phone so a. Ne sister waye audios baby. Hey, me brother wife. Do you get it?
It is audio WhatsApp audio ni omo the evidence of court.
Exactly. And as you corner for those kind of things, you know.
It's on one
and I judge and say, yeah, when yes, audio, yeah, and Trona would in and farmer, and get fire. But audio, yeah, ya dear Bedina quarter, one casawa admit to say your voice and pano. I will admit to say my brother wife, you know. Naturally, I say, would you Akosua Serwaa, I will Wusunkum, what I say. And our bahaswa wusunkum. And then our brother any hono, and I say, oh, Sawano. But one casa all throughout, no. Body language, no one na wouldn't prefer say Daddy Lumba, our odo Broni. You get it. Emma that also Daddy Lumba, and Bana, what Germany, no. Vacation be a summer break be a moba. Ebetna, a few ho.
Okay.
Wow. Emma, my friend, odo Broni, mammy. Yeah, just I know my friend or dog Broni mommy.
But okay, yes, I know me read you honor so my friend and mommy.
What want it?
But also is like God saying say just because that no my man I can about betin ho. I'm my friend or Broni mommy and no ye enough say obi be ye ana. Is that what
that be any bonus in your ma okay can. But evidence ni na no wedding can provided that. But or just say who the new main issues not to what? Your body conduct, your knee and I say for baby, no so corroborate, confirm it. What may I say? Obia onye no wife no on to me in phone in fro say my wife ba Germany. That the Lumba so abba public ni video no no. O say Odo Broni ye my wife. Akosua Serwaa so ye my wife. What me I say? I mean, and it is based on this even video keke. And I judge no sanka say omuko fa penimumwa efi menshia by because Asante region no omo traditions and customs no bebre efi menshia na by. Emo penin be ka say in Akan marriages no procedure no mo use no. You don't necessarily even have to have with Obani family and a Beman family coming together as an worker so mawari. Dabi, well, Akan mono. See who said Bema way any Oba way na for so long a time. I will be an himself on a way in a prani way. They conclude and assume say Nipano Wawareno. What me I say?
If Council Stadia no and yet Ghana I can memu kwao. Abroche no mo friend come on wife no. If you abroche.
Exactly.
Only only panic snatching pana. Out to people. Mama,
exactly. Exactly. Me used to Cristiano Ronaldo. Any most of these celebrities ne footballers. Omuni oba betnasa 15 years, 10 years, any ombe woni ade nyina. Enso no mo from girlfriend. What me I say? But omumbra no recognize it. Wow. Just said almost no because of ordinance ninti. You get it? They know exactly what they are doing, and at this point in time, which one they want to subsume themselves in. Okay. That's what I'm saying, sir. Yeah, 2 years ago, now you follow all the issues, sir. You can say case no obie Lucy. And to be fair to Auntie Akosua Serwaa no. Wow. Nkrofo ko read here on back say hey and the judge here dey power because with all this no na still obu na ni go so what me I say I know say that be mempene me mo bia challenge mo ne traditional marriage na oye wo Ghana no record so mebu Auntie Akosua Serwaa so your wife ebi also no when the issue of or throw letter, or man a lawyer say throw letter say we divorce anyway near them. Judges say no on. What you may I say? But to be honest with you, other judges would have said the mere fact what declare with intention. Now what they drink in Abano, and what they drink by you, yes, so I'm fambo.
No, or deny you, the lawyer need deny say or man for drink and co or say but see interest say obey Jawa.
Yes, it is interest.
No, they are cooling. No.
The family members no cause all the aba. Family members no evidence no. Omu cause omu de drink aba. Do you get it? Pani na chija de no no on fanye adwuma. Uye den sa letters ni we ni ade omu chocho ni nyina no. Obe overlook them. And I make us some other judges would have also concluded say customary marriage, you don't need to go through all the procedure. In fact, judge, at this point, okay, I say customary marriage, so who be jaya? She said one family, a committee, the other family. No mu meet you mu wia. No, my shampoo say umbe to me SSC Montema. What I say? Now, when now no omu make here for no more to me SSC Montema. And no nechi answer no more drink and ebeko. Okay. But I mean, I'm a triano minim say paperway because Ghana in reality no obi an ebuefu no oni adaje say okosa ne ma me ne family for akoshia we ne hwan and one say chale me dey drink abro and one no most marriages have been dissolved based on sort of the drink aba. There's nothing like a family member meeting this or that and untina ye Auntie Akosua Serwaa ne Lumba mo case here. Now you are shifted to part 2, no? Then we take a critical look at the marriage system as we have in Ghana and the way 8 year man for baby nya. Wow. And ya Ghana
enka Auntie Akosua Serwaa no once a court who say ne evidence about ordinance documents in your papa. procedure, you know, or man follow procedure, no.
And the procedure and anti-fear people first day nearby, no, uncrophone fee said procedure, and no case, and the procedure, a substantive law. There is no marriage certificate anywhere. I'm telling you on authority, there is no marriage certificate.
What was presented in court was an extract.
Yes, and never a marriage certificate. What me I say? And a judge no cry in law no. Even if there's a marriage certificate, you should still have something, an expert person, or be a lawyer from that country, or a professional to tell us, say, Germany laws, no, say, na who worry ordinance, obey ABC, who we are, na ya mount certificates. What do you say? And we are first stage, you. And yes, certificate in Kwa. Germany is not the same as Ghana. Oh, but say experts to come and educate us on this aspect. Say Germany ordinances say no more na. Ghana the way ordinance different from so many countries. Yeah, the no family never sign it. What do you say? Husband and wife sign it.
Yes, 2 witnesses.
Exactly. So I wedding in Ghana have 2 witnesses ever sign it from both sides. By be a Germany, you know, Omeka say husband and wife from Kwan ever sign it. Do you get it? How would the judge know?
The judge was raising an issue, say what was brought to court. Now one signature and also, and she was comparing Ghana to Germany. So say Germany to say Ghana there, then it must have 2, not 1 signature.
Wow. And now the judges are not supposed to go to every country and as America saying I'm more ordinance, UK saying I'm more ordinance. No, and that is why they need to be an expert to come and educate the court to say Germany ordinance, you know, saying you know, into some back court now only 1 signature. What me I say? That is it. But some for 5 now say signing now the back open bar. Then we will not admit that document. Judge Neka Oboni na go say Nina no ekra menhwe ho. What me I say? We should still make progress to stage 2. Stage 2 no went to me anya ne somewhere. Let's make progress. Let's go to stage 3 and also went to me. So let's educate the public properly. It has nothing to do with procedure. Say procedure na man follow. In law, Nankasano said for certificate, Brano. There was no certificate anywhere. And so nobody
said the extract is not a certificate.
It is not a certificate.
Okay.
Another document, so German embassy for us sign and say, yes, I witnessed there was a married way. But where is the certificate? What may I say? Where is the certificate?
Okay.
And if after getting the certificate, how was the marriage done? Or how is the marriage contracted in Germany?
Okay.
So that the judge will address herself
so
and know
that witness is our foundation about how German marriages.
It's supposed
the foundation, a certificate will come and support testimony.
Exactly. Exactly. And I need an certificate no cross. Now what's notarize it at the account? You see, but sometimes, you know, say, 1 year waiting, Nana, judge, you know, able to me, I presume, say, and yes, I am presuming, say, it's the same as Ghana procedure.
Okay.
Because you couldn't get any different thing.
Okay.
And I am presuming, say, it is a Ghana, Diana. Now you plus and minus, now you make it progress. What may I say?
Because I to explain you know, I'll be blocking you all that. I'll be blocking you because Obia Konu school, you were hanum to educate people. And say, who need as assembly or become Pato, if you have a question, you can ask. And yeah, by force. Law, no, you don't have to agree with the law. Law is the law. So only law you can go and fight with the law. What you say, but say, Obana be we say, okay, who disagreeing to the obedi atem actually. Any penny too much for sir and no say bidia low IQ. It's unfair, Mpacho. It's unfair. do the right thing. What I say, munya the right thing. Me who insult me, me block. I'll just block. If you program, I'm releasing. Breaking have issue now.
Busy Mutalo said, I read the judgment, you know. When I read the judgment, or say, my Estina, like I said, who's almost air sign. But what happens in Germany here and Netherlands here is that most sign document, all right. The document that you sign, that's not a marriage certificate. And it's a marriage certificate. The registrar will sign, so there's only one signature. That's the first thing. And you all said, lawyer Chiroka said, yeah, didn't say on 23rd, the signature a different name, a different. And at the other day, no, so signature a different. I'm going to there can be German standards beam and no a registrar. They said I can say male registrar and female registrar. And standards beam team a female. It will be a day now maybe or request failed no next if you want
Okay.
And to no you can standard beam na holding a female registrar the female registrar. Praising the male register.
Okay.
And Ghana judge, who what's a difference names, benign names, a title.
Oh, the judge Nika said that an expert witness would have testified.
I'm going to the point. And on that basis, even for the judge to assume say a different names now, just a title of Evidence
answer that question.
But in the Evidence Act, there's an area also. What's that?
What's the German?
No, another lands. But no German, they're not near the same.
The same. Okay, so that's why you have this information, right?
Good.
It's judge now, or not Ghana now, on to German Casano. Momo Germany move from head and
then
supposed to know this
because in the Evidence Act, there's an area say the judge must evaluate. Even come there, we are not come there yet. Beyond that, Evidence Act, 161, judge based on rule 1 and 2.
She based it on 136, section 136. Go back to the law. 136.
136 rule 1 and rule 2. But the rule 3 is a remedy for the rule 1 and 2 because that is rule. I don't have the 3 here, but the 3 although which me admit it, you can even admit the evidence. You presume say it's authentic. I've read that. I don't have it. No. Madam Malaya, rule now based on 1 and 2. But the third
one can say you can admit. When authentication has not been done,
when authentication has not been done, no.
The presumption, has to do with analysis now. First one, Holland and Germany laws are the same. To be presumed, do you get it? In the absence of expert opinion or education, say German procedure and say that, then you presume say it is the same as Ghana, No. But with notarization, you cannot presume.
Exactly.
Good, but let me even learn court almost started, it came out clearly. German embassy, Ubiaba, subpoena. And I just say, oh yeah, it was open in open court.
No, but you see, the German embassy, they are autonomous. Judge a different government to who could be in a country.
Embassy but embassy is under
German. You cannot. You don't even have the powers. You don't have the powers.
Lawyer Kusino, because Mama Akosua a German citizen, Lawyer Kusino can open court. So subpoena German
you cannot do it. You cannot.
Germany. Ghana a different jurisdiction.
Yes.
Ghana but Germany.
You don't have the powers. You don't have the powers.
Because in the law, you see your pieces of evidence. You have been talking about even the letter no one, about 2018. No? In the letter, no, although Broni witness no in court, God say Lumba everyone on Abùsed and say, Wawari Dada, I don't know how Wawari was Germany, but I break it down beyond repairs. Wawari ordinance or Germany, but I break it down beyond repairs. I know you have admission say there is an ordinance marriage.
Okay, but you see,
What
the attempt to
no, David, no.
the judgment,
Who say okay, no more?
Never said that.
No, because
Witness never said that Lumba Wawari ordinance. I read the judgment or say that Lumba Wawari that, but why good? The word ordinance no was not there in the
September. Yeah, I lawyer can know. As somewhere the court, you know. Customary marriage and come home. So the judge even had no business in even rule also be rule under customary marriage.
Dabi. Share entina me say ruling no judgment no. Share enyomo mo de court. Enyomo mo de call and say. Yen rule say Akosua say one kwa na ye ne wife. Ana yen rule bio say ebusuan pen no Money recognize Broni as wife.
Good.
Ebi also yen rule say Broni money holding on say or your wife.
Okay.
Ebi also yen rule say onoma Akosua say one kwa na betumi aye kuna no. What me say? So these are the issues. And I judge ka say answer na ye be decide why na be kuna. Why na be holding on as wife anyway ni ade no. I say yeshwem na yehwe say hwan na daddy Lumba waware om. And a cofa way na but there's nothing like the ordinance na court dabi your wife asem na yeka. Na wife no to no embrem no you say obetumi aye wife through customary. Na obetumi aye wife through Mohammedans. Obetumi aye wife through ordinance no so. Anti the means doesn't matter. At the end of the day court ni hu say Mode evidence a mode abanyina no e qualify mu mienu as customary wives. Say anti Akosua Serwaa and etumi approve say ordinance so wo hwa. Enka ndio omu rule ordinance no enka Broni de no emba mu kra. What me I say? Aha, so that is what happened in court.
Lawyer, but family book. Yeah. Family book na
argument argue with the law, not
family book no. Family book na or the buy no.
There be first things first. First no. One now kind no.
No, maybe the first
nobody is fighting. No, we are not fighting. We are learning.
We are here to learn the law. Me rush it. As Okuma was through, I don't know what your interest is. So
no,
you are not a party in the matter.
You're not party, but a judge ruling now.
Is it Tobo? Reach to rush it. What is your interest?
That's an interest. I know interest.
Man, find the personal. That's
what
and yes, free mo. Lawyer can say about the issues that were presented to the court. Judge not on almost sorry Kenya ade. And he said, who proceeded with the assumption that Sebi bro, 7 predators, nyansa change judge now. You'll be going on a year wrong. The comments that you made said, Judge, traditional marriage was not on the table. So the judge had no business going there. No. Respectfully, Judge, lawyer will say, a wrong assumption. That is not what the fact of the matter says. Who really the pleadings now? Umo kokota petition now or rates now. Yema me Akosua Serwaa file no. She cited issues that oppressor court ne kamano. 1, court no should determine that or no yere. There was no mention of traditional marriage. There was no mention of ordinance marriage. Court no interest or no yere. Court no should stop Abùsed penny from proceeding with a year 2. 3. Court no should stop Broni mon anti baby amon was for yene. So I that do number yere and now you can afford they should. So these are the basic issues. and I cancel that room. You must be bold enough to admit no.
I admit. No, I admit.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
I admit.
Very good.
The next question is
But what before I question, Mr. I like your boldness, your vim. You are well educated, well endowed, and I appreciate it. But Mr. You now say young one, the youth are also learning from us. And I not educated ones, who have to step in the gap as bridge to educate the other ones now. Who things differently. One may go with emotions. But many will know, we are well informed, one, to be on a pedestal, to right the wrongs. So that the China Obi could now say, Judge and I bias, or Broni, that be the issues presented before the court. Judge, judge Abasukwa. Because every and the class me coach na court na be because Opia Bisobia or Takwa High Court. I was there today. But the issue nene say judge na why dear. And so Bonabaso. And that's why I'm encouraging everybody listening to the show or watching the show to take the pen and read the judgment. Ombakasa antina ma fear kasi. Antina lawyers will kasi ni we ni ade. Ya nyesa propaganda no ye de be juma. We'll continue on this emotional thing, team legal, team side, team way, and then the import of education now, your person educating Crawford, so that moving forward, Obi next that the room no popular until an issue number up. Uncle Bebre so are suffering, they are going through issues. Omuni baby omuni this education, legal education, yeah, no yenye. So we have to put all emotions aside.
Good.
The law is there. Law no kwano a workload. We law no so procedure aspect no so krano. Ebema law no afuno. Eba wo time. In the same no ya nto yebo. Na ya exercise restraint. Na still ya shift blame ni we ni ade. But we law no kra to nchen. Last Monday I was saying say, why will anybody even think and be wicked to that Lumba and Broni? I mean, what they funny say. Fanese when treaty ma Akosua ye. But must we also use that as basis to condemn Broni or family? Or Mao, Emma Makumako 6. And a Lumba baby Magana, Lumba baby Magana. Into a catch a Ghana for video so Ghana for Akosua Serwaa Mejire, Miana Metiska Kawareno. Broni so ye Mejire. Mumfa respect ma Meleno Mir, and then effect. Say only hono, can you be respected way? Must we even be thinking about procedure, who is right, who is wrong, who should be blamed? Oh, and you're fine. One word. So that is
the question is example, Netherlands and Europe in general, signature a war marriage certificate a one pay, and you second at the end. Now, me fan say obi abusuani bia wu afema ba court judge ne de oni knowledge about say ebia Europe no one signature pay or presume say it Ghana de na
one education ya wodi me una nka ye hia wo court
na me fan say
maybe ma say one kasa ba ya nko tumi kan na asem ba we oyi ne ni de she obi so o megina mu ma no nipa no so ba ya asem ya wo kan wa meka ni na
but
they just said they couldn't get a certificate we no munya de buy.
Because Ghana no ye sign two no na ha no o sign there mo sign paper keke by ba out only the registrar name ni signature na all get Ghana de no se me fan say me no be court eba marriage next man me anyo obi amara me cheche mu a court ni burden bia to even go further. Is that what you are saying?
The law says he who alleges must prove. Any judge never prove case ama Una would was a marco court no. Una also would church me judge and say, Adia Mackay, evidence nini, say near no. Judge no babuawa, nature say, oh, take his size.
Exactly.
What me I say? Yes. And that's a Ghana case. Kajaja no so Akosua Ghana, ye training no Ghana. And can the unim Ghana ye custom ne sa your manina. And then court registrar ewa Ghana hey judge no be supinin and 10 now aba. Now where a German the judge has no business going to learn German laws. That be Into one would do case nabano. Who else will narrate your story with all the evidence available. Who we are the other and yes, can with the anyway view. The other lawyer and also Oba objection, my lord. What do you mean? I say, Yoka in a bogu because ABC or say Germany, Nipa Bakupen or sign Obwa, Mesu minimum be a Germany, Wakoya and Crawford 5. Now sign and to who are Comodiano or Dobromusa Comodiano. Then the judge will say, so Metier, Masu and Su Masu answer. Metier. In the preponderance of the evidence, obey way. What me I say? Obey way one and the evidence on the way to one more. Each and the other. It doesn't mean you should be true or you should be false. Obey more. That is how the court is. In your judge, no acquire research at the amount. Said this is how it's supposed to be. And if you said the law is different from the way we see things as ordinary people. Wow. And also, 2 years ago, every day judgment in a year. Judge no onya dajio.
Also,
I have to what? More importantly, no, say, oh, question be about it. Be a warrior. So, what worry if you are warrior and our warrior court warrior? We don't want to make this issue about that Lumba. On the who but yeah, no. I'll see what we can also do to protect Wajapadi. We are branching with this our warrior ben a good mouth. So, if you are warrior now ordinance and then Crìme and Crìme, how can you protect yourself? A Japadi will be our own person. No, how can you protect yourself? Or bounce also also, how can you protect yourself? So, no, cry Japadi. Maybe I also a quack of a girlfriend one chair. Girlfriend, bet me about you a Japadi. We want to answer those questions for you so that then, back and forth. We are not too much to say, enough lawyers to help them guide the case. But what? Who need help? No? How can we give you the knowledge? I want to bet me that born home by Ochina 70. Oh, young cohon until to bet me up again.
The person more fundamental question. I think that is what that's the main problem. Yembiso be Baba Fidiano say, Yenny law non tunchain. You as a person, are you happy that Ghanaians or the judge is saying Broni should be recognized as wife and Akosua should be recognized as wife? And why? Yembiso answer be on whatever.
But the question I said. Issue of desertion in the Obi desert Obi.
No, I know them. She didn't even discuss that.
We can in relation to say also can say about 2014 I judge no correct because I say in the court no about 2011
and 12
and 14 judge say any true. The question I'm asking say judge no one passport and rest about as well on what basis? And I'm saying it true.
That be evidence no ho. Yes, that Lumba ware 2010 ewa. Now 2010, 2011 in only other Broni na Efribomo. And I know ya 15 years no evidence now what about court no. Actually say yakura na ye tiun. 19 years asem na yeka. As far back as 2006, the evidence by that the Lumba ni other Broni. Eko funeral wo for I think funeral there Akosua nipa na we no say betumi agwo hwe n'echi anya ntro no modio we ye court asem na ye di
me just say law now no me problem ni say my men so about 2011 2012 2014 on what basis and I judge without any say for passport brand I mean
no man can say without basis no na judge no the kan say waiting make us say that the Lumba sister now, or Caso Bawe, on one side contradicting who wanted. Nipana was over Germany until 2014 at Albano. Record video evidence. Other Broni's only Germany or Ghana.
Yeah.
Video evidence, I said, Omoko TV so, Omakoha, Ako Otumfo, Aqua, baby in 2011. You get it. Into one hour 2014 as seminal. Udia na India na Yenji sa marriage no or 2010. I'm Crawford yes, Captain Smart money and Sifoina Echo Bino or 2010. Young Nungu na Yan Kofa 2014 the Germany Nana. I won't evidence. You get it. And I have told you, sir. Don't be blaming the judge. When your judge never with you, mama.
No, I understand.
That's about 2014. About earlier now 24. Send your passport. You will have to send your passport to the judge. Say judge, hey, maybe cause 2014 and Lumba buy now also says that be na 2010, 11, 12 in an Lumba or Shubomo den wahano. And no correct because the passport in you, the passport in me. You get it.
But
But one for them, but
Mama wajeno enye
Well, that's my question, my lawyer. Well, I understand.
I got the program here. According to the evidence rules, no.
I understand.
Any general application court procedure, no. Wow, back court, no.
What have you proved?
First duty. Duty. And a civil case, you prove by the preponderance of your evidence. Say a criminal case, you prove beyond reasonable doubt. To our ban. Especially on our best you, on also was him. On my and the commando, on also was him. It will be being here, it can prove the one ban on a year can wear account. Who person was some yet the beyond. It is narrative, Nama Bonti, and then I judge Nanya say, Jad Nanya Juma. Can be the basis for appeal to throw out a judgment.
In respect to preachers. In respect to preachers. Long, but in respect to pictures, Judge can say, Mamma, I could show pictures of the Bayano. In this era of AI, Obiabe to me acquire now pictures now the buyer now IDP dump and money in India. I don't need Obin to me and yet undoubted. Is that what?
Yes,
no, I'm asking. Rhetorical.
Why you are even asking? Because what kind of judgment now? She spoke about videos. The man here ordained him to Sony a video now that Lumba and a birthday national.
Yes.
How he presented the women. Into one or Broni photo there, or Broni testimony, no, Abùsed penny acceptance. Warrior, we way a jano, and not then home so. She bends a man, on videos. That Lumba recognizing man, no say. One can until a mom say, well, photo, the on to no Broni, the obey.
But your videos, no.
Broni photo, dear. Obey
videos, no.
Last
question. Last question.
Let him also have his say. Debbie, Michael, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, lawyer. Even though you're
good evening, senior.
A good thing say you clarity because you might be you're confused on how the judgment.
Thank you.
Maybe bigger question. I feel like whatever situation you better to talk of. What would do case because is so proven no. Me my dream no. Lawyer for Yamame Serwaa should have fight for at least the longevity of the case because I feel like the time you're talking about proving you German issue and then I said the time was very short. You cannot prove anything.
I side with you, but Wunim, the judge was working under constraint. Judge and one shot made the whole day because there is somebody's funeral at stake. What do you mean I say? They have to go and conduct a funeral. Judge and I'm so sorry, I'm not paying you. I don't know that the Lumba case, well over 1 month. Look at the nature of the case. They are 1 month, second certificate, bruh. Judge and why are there?
May support anything with regards to the judge. Maybe problem here with regards to the plaintiff, no lawyer, no. You see,
and my cousin, my emblem on also baby. What you mean?
For your case to be very good, no, forget about the funeral, lawyer. Forget about the funeral. Funeral need
okay.
Man, and your funeral no normally call court.
Okay.
If me person me who said me marrying I have.
Over stretch case, no. Over stretch case, no.
Exactly, I have to respect my case first before I think about the funeral because
I get you.
Me na me year. What's me year? Funeral no dey done baby. It's quite me prove say me na me year no. And no na should have stretched the case to the point. Funeral no dey you said 2 years at in near be cases be a honoma a yen that so a walk out a year woman so. See that the Lumba terminate those kind of stuff no. A issue na that hono. And no na the piece no ebe me yakwa papa no. Nature say me my dream no of finding ways and means to make the case longer for him to prove himself. Because as at now, no, say, meet a lawyer for plaintiff, no, almost person call appeal court. Right now, no, they are bringing you can say video evidence. They are bringing this stuff. They are bringing that stuff, indicating that all these are things are. Yes, the issue, but I just have the video better.
Exactly.
Because video was supposed to go to court. Court, but all the video and the video no be me drew at that time now. No, you
are right. You are right. You are right.
Case. Emma, yes, you bet me out postponing the based on me feel say a year issue.
That also said that lawyer should not have included injunction on a year. No.
A year no dear, who na kwanya obefaswa obede. Obema case we no. Enti you bet me a year na wie. Now when you victory about Adiana we no, then you can base on your victory no to claim for origin to our court. Say you know when your victory now. I mean, what case ban at the court? Won't benefit anything be a film. To me, I feel say the best option. And I can say me my dream no lawyer no so offer to support to help. You can't say on only case because frankly speaking. Our real worry no US and then I say for no different from Ghana there. German to me and yes so quick say what the Ghana said you will be a traditional marriage obey me I worry me and sign I know. Obey ye quick semi worry US into me be breaking of samples without any proof a yakasi. And the member dream they should have done a little bit.
If you are your question, no, your basic question.
Of course, that judgment man a judgment. Why are so mummy and you know? You prefer no and asenka. Chinchina and Kabako should be isolated.
Man, so yeah, me the papa. Intimate member dream on the I hate no. The truth of the matter is.
Okay, to one I disqualify now. Why? One and can disqualify why?
Until I make a long video, my dream okay, they met me. I can't say so. As a man, I must say civil marriage. You can't say traditional marriage. Say civil no warrior, ABT traditional, and only a one. But proof of residence. I have another Lumba near the residential home and casa. And
Ghana.
And it's a home a play factor. At that time, that Lumba all free near from Germany, Abba Ghana. No. Not Daddy Lumba out here, not
Ghana.
But me, my say, Obi free, me take US is here. Me continue Ghana, be at 10 years, 15 years. Now, me number of stay no, year more than say me US are. US won't consider me say me a residence or Hano.
Yeah.
I'm consider say me but in it recently not or more year or more the EB but
well, US law here almost similar to Ghana.
Yes. Baby,
no is based on baby presently ote.
Exactly.
And baby presently the plus where you intend to stay.
Exactly. Exactly.
I want US. And when I was here, why didn't say when I was in Bobra into US? Ghana law affects so.
Exactly.
What is Ghana? On can't tell Cotton Brooche, the domicile Ghana. So, I can necessarily baby, I would take a
exactly. I told you, I say, who to me, a year with Japadia. Now they are more be say on so. Nani Panachana on my best, 20 years. Now we see 1 year a year. It do baby, I may name dear Bamate. Yes, 1 year careful, Nipano. I'm running to me, man of quite
adverse possession. Yes, I net here. Say when I was still dying, and now the money patrona on to me, adverse possession. Influence them. And they say, oh, I need to ho. And I need Pana Casa Pepper and walk out in one sort of ho. One carry. No, what's now, statute of limitation period. Next, she said 14 years old, 12 years old, 20 years, a chum, Nippon bet me. But one now, then a cut now, I let us Nippon on himself if you're on to me.
Okay, all right. Back to lawyer was me my dream with there. Basically, me assume here, but man soon swear there.
Hallelujah.
Man swear there. Me my dream no. Now me can say, bias the real Muslim.
And open man so the old team way me more dinda.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Nanka they almost cutting a year. And because a man regardless whether I say we marriage of ordinance then I say for Lumba any woman be and no be answer to we say 10 years against Broni maybe 1 year no I can say 1 year no over obi I will 6 I want to mean 10 years but
exactly
beginning no nanka omo underplay ye ma me say wa no ne can say involvement in send besi amana ye nti kakra me kan ba step ya ma woni say
minia na me mboso won minia me nkwansa na me mboso won say ye ko ban nyina no we should learn how to carry ourselves in public. I use experience. What me I say? Won say all this why Lumba is not there. We haven't heard and listened to the side of Lumba. Fortunately for Auntie Akosua, onukwan oho na yetu bullet ma Lumba. You get it, and that is why the position of the law is said that senipe wua bayentie one side nkwan na yenfa crucify the other one. Unfortunately, Lumba is no more. Oh, and that's why some of us are so happy. Say, Uncle Fakoti so Emma Judge be uncle disqualify. Akosua say wa na so Broni. And then can some besan babion. Lumba Kra will not have a peaceful rest in his grave. It mean ya cause is here na dear. Na ke shebo Emma ye nyina as a country. Wow. And that is why maybe say ye many war. Will we say Broni the Enkayensi na boa na as a basic question? Who's a dream? Who's
I don't support that, but me my dream no. Say if Sebi Lumba no any mam you know Obia or ma or Nebakuna Atina or Ghana and Abakuns US, regardless anything, yes, we should find a way to make it kind of even.
Exactly.
Yeah, me mistake. No, Steph, your last one, which I told me to me call Agamenka. What is what I'm saying? Or person economic lecture now. I said I'm to say me could
maintain a threat and I'm not making in my interest.
Maybe I'm economic.
Namasa, we are young guy. As I supported Team Ken or the Ghana bed 2 milk.
Because other than that, not about me a person catch me say support Mahama economy. 2016 one man Mahama nyina home you. It is about one shot economic lectures. I'm a young Kobe. I'm here with the state of Ghana economy now. Then definitely, or you're ready to.
Now that you say there's a primary course, maybe perhaps maybe a winner, and now onion is the
second you honorable can or can't obey you. What's your Obama Jumaba? It's a primary course when work Juma same. It's a primary course. I'm here with the state of economy. No, send your city here. Because 2015, 2016, one mayana. And the economy, says Mahama Waba, Satamne Mahama, New state of economy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jude, Akaba, Jude, attorney with US and Jude, not my phone, I say. Because I wanted us to look at, and maybe not may catch a question say, alienation of affection loss, never see a DB Bagana. So that side chick, we do kuna. Ube to me to side chick, no. To say North Carolina case, no. Exactly. Side check no I jump patesika boom now ko. And yes, this phenomenon of side check no be as a be encouraged. Good evening, ni akwaba.
Michelle, Nana Michelle lawyer so. Mentimi enjoying.
Thank you.
Me na me say nkomo san nkomo ye kosi me de me say den nya time kra judgment here me ahwehwe mu nkaka ka mentimi nkai fu ayi but nkomo
yeah.
It's me say
thank you.
Okay.
Miss Adam Pato member on Tim Pato train me why men ko why. You didn't battle.
Me say lawyer can and never brain na minuanum so aka never brain minuan Michael our kasa as here then send me brain all kana me ne ya adwene. And I stay here so my follow or you need be or TikTok me no one They I didn't fast out my bad take Kabikonya or someone can own a coast and call because also but kind of said before I start this, I'm not talking so much from a legal perspective. Like I said, me person me I'm a kind certified true copy of 74 pages now.
But just send me email na me or I mean send them out email. I don't know if you have it too.
Me send ya, bro. And I think I can't say from the start now. I feel like said there is this level of moral decay in creeping in Ghana. I say I know na and no kahona ma and never be and some me comfortable. And like I said, it's not even so much about the legal and the money manner.
Yeah, exactly.
First of all, say obia worry ordinance. Na oni obi kotna, no on the war. In my opinion, let's put aside say evidence. I say your friend Broni and sister Ekunu ebekan or court chess or mokodia or you know. I have nothing against Ebia or Broni, so Ebia entitled to be Daddy Lumba there. Let me just make that very, very clear off the bat. Because Senka Okofa made crying a betnan in chain for all of these years. No what's none in chain and in Natna Ahenwa. Only Pakoni deserve bibi. Only Pakona or Sani now was so crass there, and then the man so crass said deserve more. But let us, as a métier nkofo kasemune enema ekos miame nkofo bi ense mo muka ene se de musi kasatia ya mame Akosua Serwaa metwa na ase eye mareho kakra because whether we like it or not, right, say court no ejitu mu say we know that there was an ordinance marriage prior to 2010. I'm not about to argue with like me worry signature be any so. But in terms of
Texas, why you know?
Me worry or Canada,
okay. Signature be any so.
Signature be any baby. But also what I say, I don't know. Say be the time constraint, and I say yeah, my Akosua Serwaa lawyer na me and tender evidence niye. And just me dream who am mentia say how is it possible?
Yeah.
Say yenina witness videos almost signed a family book ne yinina even prior to this na me improve say ye mame Akosua Serwaa or ordinance marriage and say if say na ye mame Akosua Serwaa was married under civil under ordinance before 2010 then whatever your papa Daddy Lumba did was a crime. I say yen per se beka adeno SEC suye. So worry yes sister Broni say oyede say no worry dada. As a German citizen. Let's not forget so on your dual at that time no on your dual citizen we keep
your dual citizen I wouldn't have changed the criminality of it.
It was under German laws. What worry under German laws not only obi kotna not only in the war, and not there any under wedlock, and it happens all the time. But you cannot claim say what are you in the Pakana account. So what the coin for J so much in sound so more it is a crime. Let us speak.
Okay, I'm understanding your point. Okay.
You are not even and I say, blame and mano, blame ya mame Akosua Serwaa, blame or Broni and the Kikaho. Why have we left Daddy Lumba out? The man who committed the crime. Ma papa na waka e ma miuwe ye ma menom die nuaba etiabom no. It's like I say we are ignoring what he did. And no I say me dwene ho ase menti ase nti and some way bru ha ne ayi na and me e me yan say 2018 na ye ma me Akosua Serwaa threaten senko person ojai Daddy Lumba. One proceed with that.
She should have just nailed it, finished the divorce.
Even at that time, that Lumba who bit material. I was saying at that time, and Nanki a channel, Nanki didn't put Jina Mrakwanso. The example, among who says, so you're bear man, that's a worry. Would to me, yeah, memo perfect. right? But untimi nkofa oba foforo enkasa maware naka mehira maware under civil ordinance. It is a crime.
Okay.
Let
If you
us
do me
know-
too, I say, Nanka that Lumba was say civil marriage now. Why German? Nanka also good properly.
Properly, because when guno untimi me kan kyerɛ me sɛ makohu ɔdɔ Broni abusua for the nsa akɔnti makɔra naka, you are committing a crime just by even thinking about it. It's your internet so and your way so.
Kakra. In support my feeling. Thanks for the wonderful submission. One who I made the say also a legal person. Who sometimes who call the strictest sense of the laws were. Now who did the abimuso de is here no I said Lumba, watching Lumba Nedia no so deaba. What me I say? But and I made the passer was say over far anti-fear as your lawyer or marital way.
You know, in marriage, I think I'm that.
In marriages, yeah, many even boy girlfriends issues baby. Eba, into your cousin issues ni na ye DH. Nka your spouse is your boyfriend, obi abeda in Sawom by now, or every jail in the world. Wow, and that is why that Lumba numpono ucha a month for ensure born in baby because the senior yakano nipa wua yankane chia sem baby. Do you get my point? And that is why me in particular, no, I keep on repeating. I mean, say, with all the mistakes from all the three parties in our mistakes will be a home. Odo Broni, Auntie Akosua, Serwaa, Daddy Lumba, Omunina fought to Omo.
Yes, specific, or you that them say.
No way, Lumba film. I had Lumba there or no 100.
Or patch say, if indeed there was a substituting ordinance and not civil marriage, wouldn't come that does not dissolve the civil marriage. A civil marriage.
And that is why you see the error. They were addressing why they were talking about the customary. Obano was referring to drinks. That the Lumba so the family they were also referring to this customary. What me I say? Until only the two understand very well the things that went on within their marriage. It's rather unfortunate that Lumba is no more to also say his side of the marriage. And if you say you admit a marriage,
does it invalidate the fact? Ghana muno, but Germany do civil marriage. And now Germany does not affect the state of the marriage in Ghana.
Lawyer Judy, who is all say no one sign it. That's Canada.
Sign it, BB, but you never see those documents
on the certificate.
The certificate that is given to you does not have a signature.
Okay, but the signature is on record in
it's on record somewhere.
Okay.
Very good. We needed an expert view.
Jude, what I question because I know more a couple of times.
I feel like your mama judge or tuna cases, Ebiana Asumjina or her known form of Asumji in her own perception, or known form of Asumji, because you see the name of the game is evidence there. But my witness in many rulings are you overlook the technicalities for justice to prevail. And to say,
but are you saying Nkajano should have overlooked the technicality? No, certified document, no, that the document that they brought, marriage certificate number, the extract of it, you should have overlooked it. Against the evidence,
not overlook it totally, but the person said they made an effort, right? And to say, Okra judge and Akebia also with Makase Ebia, Mimi here expert, no abetrech remimu say also bet me I call it for expert witness. And your lawyers don't want to say,
Ghana and America, or America, the judge can call a witness. Once a Ghana, no,
if I'm a not the America.
The America, the judge can call the witness, but Ghana, I have to refer to it. But the judge cannot do that.
Okay, and it's a sanitary, but looking at it's a German embassy actual letter. So on my year, on the stamp, maybe you. This is saying you see a trace. You take Ghana now. German embassy, etrokrata at the bus saying in Akosua is not acceptable. But yeah, you see a D and krata a free Ghana eba abutre more accepted. They are watching these things.
But they are the Ghana and krata for Ghana babro chat. Authenticate.
That's the same thing that the German embassy did. Me recently, I had to file something for my bagel. I had to get your friend is saying some authenticated documents from Ghana. So, a choir or Mofaso Ghana for a faso authenticated documents. Maybe by America for a man question say, say
okay,
Momu yen say, and that's why we have your countries and your war. Geneva Convention, you know, in the sense, be say free German embassy, that's a world judge. Still, you are not certified. What to me, a call for entry. I don't know.
Also, full judgment. About judgment, Section 136 of the Evidence Act say sometimes evidence be on especially foreign documents. There's a rule that binds them. Say there's a condition precedent of certification and authentication.
Okay.
So I have two things here: condition precedent. Serwaa document cannot be tendered into evidence. And several persuasive precedent cases. Those determinations were made by the Supreme Court. Say authentication, even beyond the Evidence Act. Authentication. I want to mention several cases. She cited several cases. Are you saying, with all this evidence now, President now judge now setting, she should have still ignored all that and said, okay,
say, me video back. Okay, now church saying like I said, me ready a but say lawyer follow na end me and process. And that's what I'm saying. Say I don't know whether the time now the DSM was just not good enough. And I said wasn't favorable for all of these things to be done and done properly. Because like me who are mentiase. And I don't want to blame Akosua Serwaa lawyer not too much, but it just say say yeah a lawyer for and to me and see to the proper tendering of a documentation. I trust there was a civil marriage before whatever purported customary marriage happened with Broni in 2010. It baffles me. Let's just say, do my ben a lawyer for no AMA Akosua Serwaa. I mean, what kind of is this? Like, and to say appeal no more. Because bear in mind, when you are going for appeal, there are certain rules that most of the time you cannot tender in new evidence. And to say, you know, just as a mama, meaning says from and then go for also na team legal wife na team side chick. Is that the level of moral decadence yeah experience we Ghana to say obi kotina obi kunu so on na wo so on na ye den you obi kunu obi kunu. It is as simple as that. I know that any idea about why I say about it's not it's not even just about the legal aspect. It's just the level of moral I'm not saying so Broni at another Lumba. Say or share no cry as the next cry. She deserves a lot. But you are saying that does not transform and transmogrify her into a wife. Exactly. Woman, it deserves whatever you deserve. Say what say at the man, you deserve it. But my year so way so because we are setting a very, very bad precedent. Na ma me show more TV so more so sa and way so bo say na Broni na bre and ma mini deserte the Lumba. Let's talk about some technicalities. That the Lumba now more domicile and you want let's not forget say he was a German citizen. And yen the and the sorry it too free or more
Obama no mum na adwane.
Obama ni mum ti.
No ere.
Na ma me desert no. Na ma me na ye say only obi atna se e wa bochire awo nkora miensa. Mo de se e hade e da fo. Nkora miensa into go on jane man wo ho. Na on made that Lumba also ba be show ho yare any music career. Then people are blaming the woman for not following him to Ghana. Abra mortgage or one man was so sure. That sometimes when I think about it, it baffles me. It's just that people don't understand the intensity of being a married woman. I want Crìme and say what it is. Because I go for Sisani Manasia, and I don't think say obi beti menya kuko drew.
Ghana for Ghana.
It's so sad. It is very sad. Anything I ABS my emotion like a crab, but of but as I'm not even so much concerned about like the legalities and the stuff. It's just the moral and like yes, although Broni, what's under the Lumba Hawaii idea. They may was here the mount, they was here the mount, but only here. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Let us stop glorifying the unglorifiable. Ghana, I said, never be. I said, it's a bunch of
judgment be encourage this side check syndrome. Saying, "Oh, babet na wa, do be a obewo." And I perhaps that will give you standing or grounds in the law.
And then my papa Bishop also answer episode or can I said and the book has an example could use in the asset for at for Omania I don't see this so as a trouble. Basically, that's the point that he was trying to make. Say ye promote sa niema. And it is to say, what is the point of our way? I didn't know what's a baby bread, not only obi a built way, na meyire ene mabrana makunya political position who are gonna makosa how makofa a side chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, I mean, look at this. It doesn't make any sense. So, me met to my boss and I'm a judgment in and I made me legal opinion. But as now they make
appeal, as it is now, an appeal,
it's very shaky, in my opinion. I don't see how they are able to. I mean, who knows? I mean, but there are exceptions. There are exceptions to the rules that you cannot tender in new evidence. If it's like very material and it was something that could not, and maybe I used to the excuse of the time limit of the case. No, I do
think that maybe before a judgment, no, judge need read the judgment. Like I was a lawyer, no, file some motion before more time.
Just a lawyer could see Obia. Not mean no the political Abrano or Kasama Kennedy Japan. It may say on no need some way no more a regime said near my to but from the lecture near my making can I have to say I'm a bit disappointed. So time in the that's why there are motions. I mean, once now Emma Adenim Bunka appeal. I mean, now what are the grounds of that? Maybe I'll be to my boy because they say me imagine from one.
Oh, file appeal document. There are any grounds, no. But I was thinking that maybe the general, which is the judgment is against the weight of the evidence, no. But if you go on that tangent, so you cannot present new evidence.
Evidence, exactly. The weight of the evidence. What weight of the evidence? Evidence is not weight to
wedding videos, no. So if that video probably had been tendered in evidence, this is that number here, original court. What they are signing is a record. Said there's a civil marriage. Perhaps I don't can nobody support it. I can say there's a civil marriage. Therefore, any purported traditional marriage
it makes it null and void. It is almost to me to me tender all of these evidences and is accepted and the appeals court decides to sit on the case there and it be a point. But yes, Mitimaka say Mami Akosua lawyer for Manensa. I mean, in my
do you think that you're going forward? No Ghana, to say alienation of affection, that there's a bill before Parliament, spousal bill, because when him, Akosua Serwaa say me say we quite encamping on sue on the will. Because we are entitled to abraba on the papa na bono. Ejapadie bia on the papa me making. She's entitled to ejapadie ni mufa. Papa na kwaya will. You sue and take your 50%.
Exactly. Some me ready.
Don't say equality is equity. Sue and take your thing.
Exactly. Let na Baba Jamal and associates there Basel Lumba ye wo ne de kan ayan nkofo ye na o aye will de amako nkofo nse dan te de be bia se na na ya se Ghana we ga asem we ga Texas ha ga mama Akosua Serwaa nko wada.
That's really that council.
Only problem. Uncle Wada. Only obey matna abre.